Hi students, it's Professor Cooling. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to week 7 of Lib 100. So far in the class, we've looked at some pretty abstract and conceptual topics, right? We've been using the ACRL information literacy framework and looking at the frames. Information has value, scholarship is conversation, information creation is a process, and authority is constructed and contextual. And these frames are interesting because they allow us to see information in ways that we probably have never seen it before. We're looking at how information is produced, shared, interpreted, and valued. And that is complex and nuanced. We're looking at how information is shaped by socioeconomic forces, like the news deserts that we looked at, and paywalls in academic publishing. So in the class, we're not looking for the easy answers, right? We're not looking for peer review is good, everything else is bad, or just big, bold statements about how everything in the media is biased and so you just can't trust anything. Those are surface level observations that my guess is you probably already had before you started the class. But in Lib 100, we're asking to go deeper than that. We want to go deeper than that. You should have the goal of developing or even changing the ideas about information that you started the class with, right? Your goal should be growth. So in some of your discussion posts and quiz answers, I am seeing some bland and generic observations like, oh, we always have to check our sources. Yes, we do. We do always have to check our sources, but that's just where we're starting, right? We want to go a lot deeper than that. Problematize something, right? Something that seemed obvious, like, oh, peer review is great. We're learning about some of the flaws in peer review process. Ask probing questions. Explain how what you're learning in class about information relates to other areas in your life, relates to pop culture, relates to current events in the news, relates to other classes that you're taking, relates to some conversation you were having with your friend or your family. Obviously make it relevant to the class, but I'm looking for you to kind of make those connections, right? Take it further. Don't just restate and rehash what we're doing in the class or what you already knew before. Make it new. So I am also seeing some creative and interesting insights and questions. So I want to just give a shout out to a couple of the ones that I have been thinking about since I read them. So one was the observation from one of you that information literacy involves knowing how to be wrong sometimes, right? And how do we handle that? That's an uncomfortable position to be in, but we've all been there. Information is complicated. Navigating the information landscape, we might get things wrong sometimes. So how do we adjust? What's the social psychology around being wrong? Or another great question was about if the size of a media outlet has any impact on the quality of journalism they're able to produce. So that really gets at the information has value frame. So those are kind of the things that I'm looking for. Taking it a little further, asking questions, not just kind of restating what we did, what we're learning, or even worse, what you already knew and haven't kind of reimagined. All right, so this week we're looking at searching as strategic exploration. So this is when we start learning those concrete skills that you all said you really were excited to learn about how to search effectively in databases, on the open web, and in the library catalog, which we call OneSearch. So you're gonna start doing some kind of hands-on exploration of search tools and strategies. There is also a more conceptual, philosophical aspect to the frame too, of course, right? That's kind of how the class has been. And the key words to understanding this frame of searching as strategic exploration are the words nonlinear and iterative. So nonlinear in this context means that searching for information doesn't follow this strict linear path from point A to point B, right? It's iterative, meaning doing something again and again, usually to improve it. So the process may involve, or really should involve, backtracking a little bit, exploring multiple ideas or avenues at once, revisiting previous steps, right, in your research process as you're learning new things and as new kind of insights emerge. So it's about kind of having a flexible, creative, adaptable approach to research, but also knowing some skills about where to search, how to search, right? What are the best tools and strategies for searching? So that's that. On a more procedural note, I'd like to remind you to please read and watch the content in order. So don't click to the calendar in Canvas and get started that way and just like go to the assignments first. I have a feeling some of y'all are doing that. And I designed the class for you to move through the module sequentially in order, right? Because each thing kind of builds on the next thing. So that's how you will get the most out of it. All right, so that's all from me, and I hope you have a great week.